to the Deadlights podcast. I'm your host, Sam.
And I'm your other host, Leslie, and we're bringing you, wish we weren't, I guess, another episode.
Another episode.
This week.
And this one is a whether you like it or not. We're bringing you this episode.
We're going to try to be really nice.
Yes. Forewarning. If you dislike episodes where we spend 45 minutes tearing a movie apart in some way,
yeah,
you might want to skip us. But if you like those, you're in the right place.
We're going to be saying a lot of jokes.
A lot of jokes.
Hope so.
But as I said before we started, I'm going to try my best to find the nugget of gold that is within this movie, as I think that there is one in each one. I
am throwing my Boy Scout hand, and I am also pledging to be decent.
Horror Scouts honor. Decent. Fair.
I
think we'll be fair.
Demonically fair.
And what did we watch?
We
watched She Came from the Woods from 2022. Directed by Erik Bloomquist. Written by Erik Bloomquist and Carson Bloomquist. In 1987, a group of counselors accidentally unleashes a decades-old evil on the last night of summer camp. Whoopsie.
Man, was that a whoopsie? And I wish she didn't come out of the woods. Like,
stay there.
Stay, please.
Spare us.
Please.
So we have a recent movie in the last 2 years, pretty recent horror in the decade. And like a lot of things that are coming out recently, it very much is nostalgic for the 80s.
Ooh. Ah.
Always like seeing people try to pull from those cool sources, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can tell that these people are horror fans, mm-hmm. and we're taking inspiration from other films, which we all do, and we appreciate seeing on screen.
It's cool to see horror fans making content.
Mm-hmm. Do I wish it was executed a little bit better? Absolutely.
Definitely.
There were little things that were just irking me, and they kept doing it. And I think that was the major downfall, I guess, for my opinion, while seeing this film.
Yeah, I think that there was just, unfortunately, just a lot of mistakes that they were making with telling the story. It was unfortunately hard to follow at a certain point because of all these, like you said, small things that were just adding up and made the movie feel slow because we couldn't really keep up with what they were trying to go for. And in the end, we were wishing we could leave summer camp.
Yeah, we really just wanted to leave.
We wanted to go.
Yeah, I was like, where's that white freaking bus?
Yeah.
Again?
Well, should we get into it?
Yeah.
Jump into the can?
Let's do it.
Let's jump on in. Like I said, very nostalgic for the 80s. You know, we're tapping into the sources, Stranger Things, Friday the 13th, Sleepaway Camp, which we watched this season as well. And they're setting us in that world. And I mean, it also does help that one of the main characters is an actor from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
It does help with that kind of 80 nostalgia that they're going for. But a lot of the can really falls apart, unfortunately. Yeah. Down to, I think, the storytelling.
This story ends here. Right here, tonight.
I mean, I think fairly, if we're going to harp on it so bad, we just go through it. Like you said, the acting, the main character, Peter. What the fuck, man?
Please remember, this is sacred camp tradition. Anyone not in attendance will be banished from Camp Briarbrook forever.
We need to hurt ourselves. Not a lot. Just enough so that Agatha has something to come back and heal. You're stupid.
he at the beginning, he's like the troublemaker who wants to do this like ritual to get Agatha back. They've been trying for summers to get her back, but he's like the most spastic, like manic actor I've ever seen. He had like so much bottled up that he was like,
yeah, you know, like a lot of intensity is being held up, or he's just like fucking nervous and he needs to like chill.
yeah. On the flip side, the love interest, Lauren, was the absolute opposite of that, which there was nothing going on in her expression, behind her eyes, no emotion.
I found something.
I am so sorry.
We know.
Peter, come on.
No exceptions under any circumstances.
Oh my god.
We had to pause the movie because you couldn't handle her character.
I couldn't. It sounds really mean. I am so sorry to this person. But also, I feel like you were not supported by this film at all. Mm-mm. Like, I can tell that, you know, this character was going to be our heroine, you know? And we were both like, oh, this is where we're going and we don't want this to be. The makeup done to her specifically was not good. And it was like not completed. So it didn't like look good. It made her look sick. And also the lighting aspects inside of the camp. It was supposed to be like this fire type of lighting, but then they did it too yellow. And so certain people were highlighted in this very yellow, pale looking thing. They just look sick. This girl was just very irritating to see on screen because it just like, I was like, come on, bro. Everyone involved in this movie, come on. Just like look at the end product that you're getting on the fucking screen and edit.
That was, I think, part of the problem too, which was another point I was going to bring up, was the editing.
With Grandpa retiring, if we want Briarbrook to survive...
Wait, what?
If we want this place to survive...
No. The other part.
If we don't make it tonight, I want you to know that...
Let it die.
Whoa.
The slow-paced editing, these long dialogue scenes mixed with slower acting choices and lack of emotion for the most part, it really made it, I mean, multiple times we were like, okay, let's get to the next scene. Please. We get it.
We've been here for 12 minutes. Mm-hmm. It didn't have to be that long.
No.
Oh my God. And then like, I understand that like we have a lot of characters, so we have to introduce them slowly. I do like that aspect of these kind of like camp movies, but like you just mentioned, some of the scenes just dragged on way too long. And then our focus shifted and we're like, okay, then what kind of story are we trying to say? Are we just trying to say everything right now? Because it's just convoluted at that point.
Yes.
I thought, well, that'll be the end of the story. Of course it wasn't.
There was one scene between Heather and her father, who is the owner of the summer camp.
You're leaving?
You are darn tootin'.
I mean, for good.
Ah.
Jesus.
Listen,
You told Sean, but not me.
Heather,
What happened to bury me at Briarbrook?
that doesn't mean I have to die here. Honey, Heather, come on. I have to pass the baton on sooner or later.
That scene, I was like, okay, these are probably two of the better actors in a scene together, having some sort of like emotional delivery where, okay, maybe dialogue isn't that strongly written, but at least I feel like there's some emotion going on in here.
Besides, you got help.
Have a great fall, Mr. McAllister.
You too. Hope he doesn't fuck it up.
The one thing that I told you during the movie is that I like the layout of the world. Like I was able to really envision where we were at a lot of the time. And at least for a movie that didn't make sense script-wise, acting-wise, lighting, makeup, I'm looking at you. And at least the layout, it made sense.
Yes, totally agree. We can understand where the camp was, what kind of campus was. And yeah, you're right. That is probably the major thing that it had going for it. Anything else in the can we want to say?
No. I think we covered at least the big things that were
the big bugaboos.
Yeah, were upsetting us.
Yeah. It was upsetting. It was upsetting.
Mm-hmm. I'm upset.
Let's get to the meat.
Meat.
It took me a while to kind of pull anything out of this movie because, like you said before, we have a lot of characters to keep track of. We have a lot of different storylines, a lot of pockets of people in different locations where we focus so much on that and where people were and what people were doing, where the message really kind of got lost on me too. I think that the major thing that I can kind of see is this, like we've talked about a lot, reaping what you sow, because there was, the father turns out to be the bad guy who's the one that probably caused the evil nurse Agatha to be running around and killing children.
The evil nurse.
Evil nurse.
In a moment of unspeakable weakness, Agatha and I.
The mistakes of the father are then passed into his daughter, who gets, we learn, possessed by Agatha at one point to, I think, kill another batch of camp counselors. And now where we're starting the movie is like the next round of her coming back and taking more blood, all from the mistake of cheating daddy.
Cheating daddy.
So, I mean, that's there.
I don't know what to do. What do we do, Mom?
Dad?
There is this like storytelling motif that they do have going on through the movie. Like we start the movie in a fake out where it's just a story that one of the counselors is telling to the campers. The story that cracked out Peter tells about Agatha.
42 years ago, Nurse Agatha gets kicked out of Camp Briarbrook after homeopathic remedies get a little too itchy. She resurfaces a few years later when a counselor finds her giving secret midnight medicine classes to campers in the woods. Agatha takes off, trips, splits her head open on a rock, bleeds out. Now, I know we've all been trying to bring this hag back for years. Late nights in the bathroom, the bunks, the woods, chanting for her like she was Bloody Mary or something.
And then we have the story of the grandpa, him telling his backstory.
And then one day, she came. She answered an ad we had put in the paper for a camp nurse. When she saw how Evelyn was suffering, she promised she would do everything that she could. Everything. There's treatments. They weren't treatments. It wasn't medicine. I banished her.
It kind of goes along with campfire stories and how we pass down stories through generations and stuff like that. Kind of going alongside, too, how the grandpa's mistake passed down through the generations of his family, just like stories are passed down. So there is kind of that tie there.
I chased her down. I hunted her because I was desperate to end this thing once and for all.
Anyway, let's get to the cook.
Yeah, let's cook it up.
We've already been kind of talking about it, but it was just like, okay, let's start here. When I looked up this movie, on IMDb, it said horror comedy. So I was going into this thinking, oh, we're going to get some laughs out of this. And they were definitely trying to be funny, but man, it didn't land.
It was so far out. It's like the girl that tried to skip a rock and she just like, instead of flicking it, she just like threw it.
Was that supposed to be funny? See, that's the thing. I don't know.
I think so.
Okay.
I think that's a moment in where we were supposed to laugh. And I did, simply because that was the stupidest way to try to skip a rock.
Absolutely.
Oh, it was terrible.
There's no technique in there.
And I looked at the rocks and I was like, those are big, girl.
Clonk.
Clonk. Aw.
And then she was like, they had the shot of her being disappointed about it.
Damn it.
I really thought that was going to work.
And then this fucking creep behind her. Oh, hey, girl. All these boys were so on the line of being predators and fucking rapists.
What kind of fucking camp was this? Like, let's talk about all these fucking creepy predator men. We get creepy Danny creeping on Kelly, who's, really unsuccessfully skipping rocks.
Listen, I have this guy back at school.
No, you don't.
Excuse me?
I would have not. Someone would have told me. Kelly, come on.
Come on, what?
Kelly, it doesn't have to be forever. Just let me.
Let you, Jesus,
Kelly,
Danny.
please.
You know what? Going along with this whole late night, let me show you how it's done thing, that's on me. I'm sorry, but...
He looks creepy, honestly.
I'm just like, okay, you guys casted a really great guy because he's supposed to be in his 20s. That man looks 34. And he's supposed to be like this young counselor.
Which, you know how we know that? The police officer, for some reason,
just fucking out of nowhere,
just says his age.
Danny Patterson.
Danny? Christ, he's like, what, 20? Why would you do something like this?
I don't know.
Why? Why'd you do that? They're really trying to drive home that this guy's a little younger.
Yeah, I swear.
He's young 20s.
I've seen his ID.
I know.
Seriously, Danny, just make a move already. This is exhausting.
Thank you for the unsolicited input, Tommy.
Grow a pair, pussy.
There was a 30-year-old, though.
Who was also very creepy.
And he was about to give, presumably, alcohol to a child.
It's funny, they established his age, too. Like, you're
yeah, they
30.
did.
Dylan, you're pushing 30. It's time to upgrade the bug juice.
Grow up. You still have bug juice. You're 30. Grow up.
And he was our, like, classic racist...
Douchebag.
Just
homophobic.
All around asshole that we have in the, group that we all hate.
You think if I tell Ashley that this shit stirred my soul, she'll suck my dick? You want to, fool around or something?
What?
Just get our minds off all this?
What the?
And maybe we should split up, Me and V could go off this way, and you can go fuck off into the woods and jerk off using your own tears as lube.
And his over-the-top performance actually worked for this scene.
It worked for the character. When you're trying to have this, I guess, kind of MacGuffin character that you think is going to be possessed by the nurse, but it's actually just evil. Yeah, you want to have them be the most hateable, the most over-the-top character within the group.
Because if you're going to give them a death like that, they have to deserve it.
Yeah. They did it right, I would say, in cooking him and then smashing.
Yeah!
Smashing his head into. I mean, he got a rightful death for a villain.
Yeah.
Oof.
And then I don't understand why we had the girlfriend of Peter be the heroine. Because it was love, quote unquote.
That's the problem, is there was no love coming from her acting performance, so we couldn't buy it. When Peter died, like, her reaction
was nothing.
She didn't even hug him. Because you're right. Like, it didn't make sense that she was going to be the one to outlive everyone.
Yeah.
Because they didn't make us care about her.
They didn't.
They didn't. They, like we already mentioned before in the can, they disserviced her. And when a director can clearly see that an actor's performance is a lot smaller than everyone else's, and it's your main character, you got to do everything you can to make sure everything around it.
And we can definitely do that.
You can do it.
It needed a little bit of oomph, just a little bit of just pop for her to be able to, like you said, not be hidden, because there was just such big characters for no reason. Yeah. It just was the actor, and then a person being like, oh, that's good acting, let's put that kid in here. Oh, that's good acting, let's put that kid in here. And then now you have like these kids that are just like shit, shaking the whole place.
Yeah, absolutely. The chemistry was off with everyone. It was too much or too little. Like, we were bored between the kills. We were just like, just get to it. Come on. They did deliver in some of those kills, but we were just waiting for them.
That is true. Even if it was practical or CGI, they're pretty cool. I didn't think we were going to go there, to be honest.
Yeah, either did I.
And we did, and it was pretty cool. I like that aspect of the movie.
How the first kill actually was a really good tone setter for the kills that we were going to get in the movie. Creepy Danny couldn't take that Kelly rejected him, and just very creepy ass shot. I thought that was
that was a really good shot.
I thought that was a well done scene of her in the foreground talking about the dude that she might have back in college, while the recently rejected Danny is like approaching her from the back. I thought that was a great way to kick off the movie, and for us to be like, oh shit, okay, this movie will go there. And I appreciate them for, at least giving us good kills in between these very boring long scenes. So thank you for that. The last thing that I wanted to say in the cook was we do have a lot of characters that we're trying to keep track of. And I tried to write all them down. All the campers, like Peter, Sean, Lauren, Ash, Ben, Mike, Danny, Kelly, Dylan, Veronica. Jesus. That's a lot of people to keep track of.
We can make a like EDM song with that.
Don't forget about Heather and her dad. I didn't even include them. So yeah, there was just a lot of people that you had to keep track of. It reminded me a lot of a video game actually called The Quarry, which is a horror video game that came out a couple years ago. The idea is kind of the same, where last day of summer camp, all the kids have just left. So all the counselors have wrapped everything up, and then they're going to party for the night, and they all get separated in different ways, but then shit starts to go down. So then you keep popping between these different pockets of characters.
I remember you playing that.
Yeah, it's really fun. That works in a game because you're actively playing it. When you're trying to tell a story and have some sort of message behind it, it's so much to pack in there, and so much for us to try to keep track of.
3, 2, 1. Agatha!
It takes a lot to make a movie.
Absolutely. You are so right about that. It is hard to make a movie.
Like, fuck.
They made a 100-minute movie, and that's a lot to get together. It's a lot of people to organize, and honestly, kudos to you for doing that. It's not easy.
The kills were great.
And let's get to the thrill.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because shining point, definitely the kills.
We're going to say a lot of good things here.
The first one really starts off pretty hot. Once Agatha is raised and people are kind of going crazy trying to figure out how to stop her, we have not only these like hordes of children running after people and like jumping on them like zombies and
scratching the shit out of them.
But we also have people turning on each other, which is kind of scary too.
Oh yeah.
Of course, Sean.
Benny boy, hey, this is nothing personal, okay? I just got big plans, and they don't include dying in these fucking woods tonight. Louder! Agatha! Louder! Agatha!
And then he kisses him?
And then he kisses him. I don't know if I like that choice.
He also called him the F word.
Yeah. Because that was the scene where it was like the climax of his villain story, where he's like fully cracked and just sacrificing a person to save himself, essentially. And then he kisses him.
And then he said, see, it wasn't that hard.
It wasn't so fucking hard, was it?
Was that just like an indicator like, oh, he's doing all of this for a reason? Because he's like so closeted?
So closeted, and that's why he's so overly sexual.
So they were trying to build sympathy in that moment for him?
I can't tell. I think that's where a lot of the storytelling versus the acting gets very muddy, where we cannot tell the direction of the movie. Therefore, we couldn't establish the comedy in the movie.
No. He was a good villain, honestly. I wish they didn't make that last final choice at the end for just seemingly no reason. But anyway, the other main villain monster thing that we have running around is Agatha.
She looks bad.
She looks real bad. She's a like zombie nurse who loves killing children.
Zombie nurse.
She had something to heal. Just like she did 42 years ago.
This camp was able to like run every year, and people would like kids would go missing every year.
Was that a thing?
That was a thing because Agatha would come and snatch the children.
Something drew us into the woods. All of us. As one.
And it took them this long?
It took them this long.
To figure it.
And then they just stabbed her. They just stabbed her and killed her and like chopped her into pieces. But so was she like a zombie? Was she? I thought she was more supernatural, like a ghost.
Yeah, so I thought she was like a demon from hell, how they were making her come out of the ground. Or like, so yeah, she's just like mortal. And you can just stab her a bunch and then cut her up and throw her in the lake
and good to go.
You couldn't do that before, Grandpa?
Tie her to some rocks. Throw her in the lake.
We've got to chop her up first. Can't chance of popping up next summer like that kid at the end of Friday.
We're trying to establish rules, MOs, and all these things, right? And trying to see what kind of monster she is. You just couldn't.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. And she looked cool.
Once we saw her, I was like, yeah, creepy.
Yeah, creepy.
Creepy nurse.
But why are we making her mortal then?
The rules of her didn't make sense. And the motivations, like you said, were also pretty convoluted. Was she going after the dad? Was she going after the mom? Was she going after the children in the end? I don't think they did a good job of establishing what it was in the end. Because they just killed her and she laughed and that was the end.
Yep.
Her powers too. Like, we have the first kill of Danny killing Kelly out of nowhere seemingly. And there are a couple of moments where people say, that wasn't Danny. I saw his eyes change.
Peter, I'm serious.
I am too.
Do you think maybe the ritual thing might have caused...
No, of course not. It's just some bullshit legend.
I saw his eyes. That wasn't Danny.
Was she also possessing Dylan, the racist asshole? Or was that just him? I couldn't tell if she had anything to do with that or if these people just also happened to be terrible.
We brought her back. I mean, that's the only explanation, right? We asked her to come back and she did. How else do you explain it, Peter?
I don't know.
I know. They never
want to say that it was Agatha.
I think they tried to establish that a little bit.
Because, like, then it would make sense as to why she wants to even possess the children in the first place. or like that she can. So then why wouldn't she then try to possess any of the counselors? Like, why wouldn't she?
Right. That's what I kind of thought.
But then it wasn't clear.
They didn't make that clear. And we're left with mom, brother who was barely in the fucking movie. He's off chasing children in the cornfield. And then
He was in another film. He was in The Children of the Corn.
Yeah, he was off doing another movie. Good for him. And then we're left with Lauren, the boring ass girlfriend. Yay.
Oh, yay. And then her brother.
Oh, right. Ben comes in at the end. Yay.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Any specific kill you want to praise, though, before we get out of this category? Any specific kill that was good looking? Well, we talked about some good ones. Grandpa gets his head blown off.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
I like that he died.
Yeah.
The CGI on that was actually pretty bad, though. I was like, oof.
Yeah.
You tell me. Take a look at it. But I am glad that he got his head. I'm glad they went there.
I know. Same. Because you have a shotgun.
Yeah.
And it's close enough for it to not be good.
Please use it. If you got it, use it. Also, the axe that they established in the beginning of the movie kills Peter. That was a pretty rough one.
Yeah. He was like passing out. And I'm like, no, if your major arteries were cut, you would have just like, but he was like, no, I am dying.
Because we were supposed to care about him?
They put some sad ass music from like Gilmore Girls. And we had this like moment between Lauren, dead
eyes.
It looked like she was the one dying.
Honestly.
And then Sean, the brother. And Sean is just like, yes, little brother, you can go now.
It's okay, bro. We're good.
And then they fist pump and they did a whole like secret handshake.
The Parent Trap handshake. Now that would be kind of funny.
Yeah.
But instead we got this dead note part and the dead Peter.
I don't know where the comedy is.
Where's the comedy?
I don't know.
Where were the jokes?
Sam, at the beginning of the movie, I was like, make me laugh, please.
Did say that.
I was
God.
Let me forget about my worries. No, you worsen them.
You worsen me.
You worsen me.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Anyway, we were happy Peter was dead, though, because he was pretty hard to watch. Let's get to the ride. And is there really anything to be said in the ride? I feel like I'm sorry to this movie, quite honestly, because, yes, it's hard to make a movie. And I don't necessarily enjoy ripping a movie apart like this, but we got to call it like we see it, unfortunately. So that's all I will say for the ride.
It was a roller coaster that I didn't want to get on, and I love roller coasters. I wanted it to end.
She came from the woods.
Goodbye,
Briarwood. Camp Briarwood. Bye.
Goodbye. I won't be here next year.
Nope, I will not be returning.
No.
Let's get to these smashed pumpkins.
Let's smash them like fucking Diddies? No, Daddies? No, what's his name?
Zaddies. I believe you're looking for Zaddy.
I am.
Okay. Do you have a number?
Can I?
Just go for it. Just go for it if you feel it.
No, my God, I can't. That's so mean. Have we given half a star before?
I don't think so. I mean, that honestly is where I was leaning. I was leaning on half of a star.
Yeah. Yeah.
A collective half of a star.
Oh, yours and mine makes 1 star.
Oh, yay!
Yay! I can't. I don't. Oh my god! I just didn't. I didn't like it, and I am sorry.
Yeah. I'm sorry too, because I really did not like it either. And listen, I've always said, doing this podcast, we're gonna watch the good, we're gonna watch the bad. Everything has that nugget of gold in it, and I think I'm gonna spend this time praising things that they did well, because they really did deliver on making us feel like they love the genre of horror. We love the genre of horror too. So these people are horror fans, and fuck yes, that's awesome. These are the people I feel like we do want making horror movies, because they're gonna pay great homage to the genre that we love the most. We saw Friday the 13th in there. You know, we saw a lot of really classic 80s slasher things in this movie, and I can feel the love for the genre. And on top of that, like we said, it's hard to make a movie. It's really hard to get the funding, to get all the people together, to get it pushed all the way through post-production, and then get it out.
On top of that, the energy and the willpower that it takes for you to start and complete a project is beyond me. Because, my God, do I have the funding? Do I have the energy? Hell no. You do.
Kudos to them. Absolutely. It's a freaking marathon. It's not easy to do.
Nope.
So absolutely got to praise them on those things. And you know what? Keep making movies. It doesn't really matter, honestly, what we think at all. You made a movie. Keep making them. And keep making the ones that you like.
You know what?
It's not for us, but maybe there are people who enjoy this movie. I would say still watch the movie. That's why we're here too, to make people watch horror. So watch this movie. Let us know what you think. Form your opinion.
I really want to do one of our friends' ideas and just go to an Airbnb, lock ourselves in there, fucking booze and fun.
Booze and fun.
Booze and fun. And just write a movie and not leave until we finish it, and perhaps even like shoot it and stuff. That sounds like fun.
Sounds like fun.
Sounds like it.
It would be fun.
And it would be great to just like start and finish a project.
Yeah.
And even if it's fucking terrible, you still did something, you know? And that puts you just like a step forward. And every time that you do it, it will put you another foot forward into doing something finally that, you know, you workshop and you failed and you succeeded.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You learned from your fucking fails. That's positive, right?
That's positive.
Yeah.
In a way that you're calling this movie a fail, but also...
Hey, no. I'm just saying.
No, I absolutely agree with you.
You gotta suck before you blow.
Suck and blow. I guess we'll leave it there. All right. Goodbye. There. She came from the woods. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Let's see what we're getting next week.
It is your turn.
Okay. Man. What the hell are we getting after this?
I want to get scared.
I want to get scared.
I want to get scared.
I do too.
I just want something that will terrify me. Please.
Please give me a good,
Come
good
on,
ass horror movie.
horror gods.
Okay,
We're calling to you.
Thank you. We're calling your name. Thirst from 2009.
Thirst. 2009.
Vampire Priest.
Okay. And it's a foreign film. All right.
Let's go.
Okay, cool.
I'll take it.
All right.
Sounds good
Give
to
me scary.
Give me scary. Thirsty. I'm thirsty for it.
It better not be cannibalism, please, for the love of God.
I mean,
that's scary.
Vampires, it does come with some level of or cannibalism, so at least sucking.
Sexy cannibalism.
Sucking in this.
I did say, do you suck or blow? No, I didn't. I didn't say do you. What did I ask?
You gotta suck and blow. I don't know.
You gotta suck before you blow.
That is what you said.
That is what I said. And it's a
sense.
vampire movie.
It's a vampire movie.
Hey.
You gotta suck before you blow. We'll stand by that statement.
We should put that on shirt.
Put that on a shirt.
Don't steal our ideas. Anywho,
we have a number you can call. Let us know your opinions on this movie that we just watched or any other movies. Pretty much anything. That number is 773-669-6677.
And then in the meantime, you can follow us on Instagram. And you can follow me at Color Me Leslie.
And me at Beep Beep Richie T.
Beep beep.
And you can follow us at the Deadlights Pod. Also, I don't really do this often, but if you're in the Chicagoland area and you like trivia, come check us out last Friday of every month at Hex Coffee in Roscoe Village.
Hell yeah.
Chicago.
And then sometimes we add more dates according to the holiday. So just follow us so you can, keep up.
Get all the updates.
Keep up.
Yeah, but anyway, until next time.
Let's get spooky.
Goodbye, Camp Briarwood. I am never coming back.